Hi, welcome to our Hubdoc Xero training. Nancy, Lisa and myself will be taking you through this video on how to use Hubdoc for your business. The topics we will be covering are data automation and what this means, how to set up the email address to send bills and receipts to Hubdoc. We will be showing you how you can upload invoices and receipts to Hubdoc via email and also the phone app. We'll go over how you can add text to your email, enabling you to send multiple page or multiple invoices to Hubdoc, and in turn telling Hubdoc how to treat these invoices. We'll show you how Hubdoc can auto-retrieve receipts and invoices directly from your supplier. We'll also take you through how to process invoices and bills in Hubdoc. Some tips on setting up auto forward rules from your email account, and we'll go over two-step authentication, keeping your accounts safe for both Hubdoc and Xero. Data automation is a powerful way to manage business transactions. Transactional data such as bills, invoices, and receipts flowing into Xero automatically, accurately, and in real time. Xero's vision, zero data entry, where 100% of transactions will be automatically created. So imagine showing up to do your bank rec and having 100% of the transactions lighting up green. And all you have to do is double check that the transaction matches and click OK. So Hubdoc is a Xero data capture solution. Data capture is a critical step for the data automation. If you can't capture data seamlessly, then the process of automating transactional data can't happen. Hubdoc provides you with the tools to quickly and easily upload documents via mobile devices, computers, emails, or even scanner, and then automatically capturing the key data. This includes the supplier's name, date, invoice number, GST, and the amount. And then it matches to the corresponding transaction in the Xero bank feed for a one-click reconciliation when the transaction is paid. Just quickly before we get deeper into the training, just wanted to show you how to set up Hubdoc and integrate it with your Xero, just in case you haven't already got this sorted. So I've just come into Google and typed in Hubdoc, and you'll see here it's hubdoc.com as the address. Just clicking in there. Now we're just going to click on Try Hubdoc for free. It is included in your Xero now, so the way it used to be, you'd have 1 month free and then have a monthly subscription. But now that it's included in your Xero, once we've got it all integrated, it's just going to keep on going. So that's perfectly fine. Now we're just going to go through here and enter your credentials and then click on Getting Started. And I'm just going to dot over to our one that we've already started. So this here where it says Demo will show your organisation's name. And we just click in there and it will take us into the Hubdoc dashboard. So once we're in here, to sync it to your Xero, we're just going to go over to the settings toggle on the far right. Click on that and then come over to integrations. Now ours is already being done, but if you can imagine, it will be here like the others, say as a green button saying connect, and just going to click on that, enter your Xero credentials, and then yep, that's it, you're done. So that's nice and simple and easy. I would suggest bookmarking the Hubdoc, so you just go in here at the 3 dots on your right, click on bookmarks, bookmark this tab, and then it will appear on your, once you open up your Google browser, and you'll have a wee Hubdoc thing here that you can click into. And just quickly, I'll take you over to Xero dashboard. So this is another way that you can set it up, is just go by clicking on your business company name here and going down to Hubdoc. The only thing I did find is that it was for account users only, so you may be able to do it, set it up from that way. So you could try that way, or you can try the way that I've just shown you. But eventually they are going to have it synced so that you're not going to have 2 separate logins, and you'll be able to just go between. It'll probably be up here, sort of like the payroll and projects are. But that's it. So let's get further in.
So the first thing we're going to do is obviously log into Hubdoc. So to do that, just find Hubdoc on your Google search and select Hubdoc Login. From here, you may want to bookmark this page. It's then on your toolbar. So you just click onto the 3 dots and just select bookmarks. Then all you need to do is just go to the login button. From here, you'll just put in your email and the password that you created when you were given the invitation or when you've set up your Hubdoc, and you just go type all that in and then just go sign in securely. So once you're logged into Hubdoc, you'll be directed to this page. We now want to find out where the email address is so that we can use that to forward invoices to Hubdoc. So to find that, you just go up to this little cog up the top, click on there, go to your organisation tab, and here is where your email address is. The great thing about this is you can edit this if you just click on edit, and it will just change the first part of your email address. So you can do it as an abbreviation of your trading name or something like that there, just to make it really easy for you to find that email address and type it in. The other good thing is, well, we would suggest is that you would save this email as a contact within your email program so that it's really easy just to pick it up next time you need. So now that we know where we can find our email address, I've just been sent a heap of invoices from a supplier. Now that supplier has only sent one attachment, but the attachment has several invoices on it. So what I want to do in Hubdoc is I want Hubdoc to split those out for me, which it will do. However, to do that, we have to put in the subject line #split. That will then make Hubdoc aware that there is more than one invoice to that PDF, and it's going to split them up individually for us, which is absolutely fantastic. So all I have to do now is put in my email address that I'm sending it to. So we're just going to send it to the demo, and then just write in the subject line #split and just push. So the next hashtag that we're going to look at is one called #multiple. So what this one here does is if you want to do a bulk email to Hubdoc with several different invoices on it as PDFs or Word documents or whatever, all you need to do is write into the subject line #multiple. What that will then do is Hubdoc's going to recognize that that one email has got several different invoices on it, and it's going to load them up all individually. So all we need to do again is just drag the invoices that you want to send to a new email document, put in your email address that you're sending it to your Hubdoc, in the subject line, write in #multiple and just send. Okay, so now that we have emailed the invoices to Hubdoc, what we're going to do is we're going to have a look at these invoices, and then we're going to do the settings to have these auto sync to our Xero. The reason we do this is so that once invoices are entered into Hubdoc or sent to Hubdoc, or Hubdoc has extracted, is that it will then push these invoices across automatically to our Xero. So we don't have to do anything further other than maybe change GL code or something, which we can do within Xero. So to do that, we find these invoices that we've just sent. We can go into the main screen and have a look at the little tab up here, which says all. Or if there's an invoice that has not been able to sync across to Xero, you go to your review tab. Here are the invoices that we've just sent through, emailed through. So all we need to do is click on the invoice that we're looking at, go across to the right of your screen and it'll turn green. Click on there. This will then show you the area that you need to fill in to then sync it across to Xero automatically so that it is seamless going forward for you. So we're just going to choose a invoice down here. Hubdoc has automatically extracted some details from the invoice itself. These are the supplier name, which is Placemakers, the invoice number, as you can see there, and the date of the invoice. However, it hasn't extracted the due date. So we're just going to put in there that the due date is the 20th of the 4th, 2020. You can see a little green tick there, so it's saved it now. We can also go down and see that it is the New Zealand currency, the total amount of the invoice that that Hubdoc has extracted, This paid status, we're just going to have this as unpaid because we haven't paid this invoice yet. However, if it's something that had been paid previously, then you would just put paid on there. In the destination, this is the really important part to ensure that this here is going to automatically come across to Xero. So at the moment, we can see it's not on auto sync. Auto sync, if we tick that, what it means is going forward, any future invoices from placemakers that get sent to Hubdoc are going to automatically go from Hubdoc to Xero. So you don't need to do anything other than check that everything agrees in Xero when you're doing your monthly reconciliation of your creditors. So at the moment, I'm going to just show you how to do a draft one first. So we're going to publish it as a purchase. We're going to do a status as a draft. The reason we're doing it as a draft is because we could possibly be wanting to change the GL code within Xero, or otherwise we need to double check something, or we need someone to approve that there once it's in Xero. We may not have those abilities ourselves. So we'll just push this one through as draft. The contact name is picked up as being placemakers, and it's going to be going to the account code, the repairs and maintenance. Obviously, if you want, you can drop this down and select the one that you want, but I'm just going to leave it on repairs and maintenance. Then all you have to do is push publish. You'll see that there's a wee green roundy thing, and it's now gone green to say it has gone across. So from here, we're going to now post one as awaiting payment. So again, we're going to tick on this one here. We're again going to pick invoice. Don't have to worry about those details. We're going to put the payment date of the 20th of the 4th, 2020. We're not changing anything else down here. However, once we do get down here, we're going to change this to auto sync. So now we're going to change this one as awaiting payment. Again, we're not changing the contact, and I'm happy that this is repairs and maintenance. Now, our suggestions are when you do get a creditor like this for the first time, once you've got the details that you want to show in here correct, set this as auto syncing. This means then that you don't have to keep going back into Hubdoc to check the invoices, to check or modify invoices, because as soon as you tick that auto sync, it will go through to flow through directly to Xero without you having to do anything. And then we just go publish and proceed.
Right, just really want to make sure that you fully understand the difference between auto syncing and not auto syncing and a couple of the options there. Because really the whole point in having Hubdoc is so we don't touch, so we set up and forget. So there's two ways. The first way is to auto sync each time to Xero, which is the way we actually really recommend. So when you first set up that supplier, so the first time a supplier invoice comes through, which the demonstration showed you, and you set up these settings here. And the first time when you check auto sync and save configuration and make these settings here, then from afterwards, each time a new supplier invoice for that supplier comes through, it will automatically sync through to Xero with those saved configurations, so you don't have to come into Hubdoc. So the only time you have to come into Hubdoc is if you happen to not select auto sync and save configuration, or if you have a new supplier for the first time and there are no settings. Okay, so when you do set up AutoSync, there are two main options under status that we suggest. One is draft and the other one is awaiting payment. So the main difference there is draft is where you've got a supplier where the GL code is not always the same. So maybe sometimes it's repairs and maintenance, and maybe sometimes it's tools, and maybe sometimes it's assets. So each invoice is quite different. So you don't really wanting it to go straight to awaiting payment for the same GL code, because you might miss changing it. So if the GL code is always changing for that supplier, then we recommend setting it up as draft, and then it will show on the draft section of Xero, ready for you to edit that GL code and then publish to awaiting for payment. So then the second option is if the GL code is always the same for that particular supplier, for example, stationery or telephone, repairs and not repairs and maintenance, petrol, if it's always going to be the same, then we suggest you set it up for auto syncing and awaiting payment. And it means that it's going to go straight through to Xero to awaiting payment, and you don't have to touch it from there onwards. So they are the main two differences there in respect of setting up for auto sync. And we do highly recommend setting up for auto sync because that's the whole point to it. You don't want to send every single invoice to Hubdoc and then have to edit it in Hubdoc and then publish it from Hubdoc to Xero. You want it to seamlessly going through from Hubdoc to Xero, and therefore the only ones that you will be touching in Hubdoc will be any new supplier invoice or receipts that will be coming through. Thank you. Hi, I'm going to show you how you can set up an email rule, which is perfect for when you are using Hubdoc and you want to automatically send invoices that you receive via the rule through to Hubdoc. So then Hubdoc will automatically send them through to Xero. So the whole point of this is no touching. So what you do is we're in Outlook at the moment, and I've got this invoice here that we get on a regular basis, and we want it to automatically send through to Hubdoc without me having to do anything. So once we set up this rule, as far as we're aware, we don't even see that this email coming through, because as soon as it arrives, it will send it on for us. So what we want to do is we want to click on the email and come up above here, and this is on the home tab. We've got a rules option. So we're going to click on the little drop down arrow and we're going to create rule. So then we've got a few options. So yes, we know it always is coming from Martella Refrigeration, and it's got a subject that contains, it's not going to always be this invoice number, so we'd probably delete that. So just think about that. It only has to contain, so it could be just something as simple as that. Then we're going to go straight down to advanced options. So our first step is selecting who it's coming from, and so then we want to go next. Then our second step is what do we want it to actually do. So the first thing we want to do is to forward it. The reason why we forward it, we want the attachment of the invoice to go as well, which happens when you're forwarding. So down here we're going to click on People and Public Group, which we will then put in the invoice number. The email address. So we're going to pretend the email address is sass.hubdoc.co.nz, and then we are going to go OK, because that's the email address that we want it to be sent to. That is our Hubdoc email address. So the next thing we want it to do after it forwards it, we want it to delete it. So we're going to select delete up here. So it's showing us when we receive an email from that person with that narration as the subject, it's going to forward it to there and then it's going to delete it. We're going to go next. We've got no exceptions here. Yes, that's what we want to call our rule. And yes, have this rule turned on. We would run this rule right now just to, if we've got any invoices in the inbox that we want it to apply that rule against, and then we would go finish. And there we go. So that is the, so I'm not actually in the inbox at the moment, I'm just in a folder. So that's why it hasn't actually applied the rule, but it would have applied that rule to any invoices in my inbox folder at that point. So that is how you can create a rule for auto forwarding any invoices that you receive on a regular basis straight through to Hubdoc, so you don't have to do anything about it. I mean, another option is you can go to your supplier and give them that Hubdoc invoice, email. That is another option. But when you can't do that, or for some reason you're not able to do that, then this is the best way to manage the situation. Thank you.
As mentioned earlier, Hubdoc have multiple ways that you can upload receipts or invoices to Hubdoc and therefore through to Xero. The app for your phone is ideal for capturing receipts straight after shopping, so you can just take a photo, send it through, and you're done. So to install the app on your phone, it is available on Android or iPhones. You just go into your Play Store or the Google Play App Center and search for Hubdoc, which looks like this, and just install that.
Hi, I'll be showing you how to use the Hubdoc mobile app. So what you're going to do is you've already hopefully downloaded that app, and you will, when you log into your app, this first screen here is what you will see. Okay, so what it's going to actually show you is it's going to show you any of the previous receipts that have, or invoices that have already been uploaded, and it's as simple as clicking on this little camera here, and when you click on that camera, you're then going to aim your camera at your particular receipt or invoice showing in the second picture here. And if you are happy with the look of it, because you don't want it to be fuzzy, you can click on this white button here to take the photo. And then that will take you through to your third screen here. And it gives you the option here to retry your photo again. Maybe you moved it and it is fuzzy and you don't want it to be fuzzy for when it goes through to Hubdoc. It needs to be clear for our Hubdoc to be able to read the information on the receipt or invoice. But if you're happy with that, then you simply click on OK. In fact, it then takes you back to your main screen, and that is it. It is simple as doing that, to take a photo of a receipt or an invoice to get it up into Hubdoc. And once you're happy and you've taken that photo, then it's as simple as throwing that receipt or invoice away. Thank you.
So we're up to the part about two-step authentication. Cyber criminals are increasingly using phishing emails and other scams to try and get users' login credentials and gain access to sensitive data. Two-step authentication provides an extra level of security and is the best steps you can take to keep your Xero account safe. Protecting yourself with two-step authentication makes it much harder for someone else to impersonate you and gain access to your accounts. So the way it works is when you go to log in at Xero and put in your email and password, you'll also have to put in this code that is generated in your two-step authentication app. So to do this, what you need to do is you need to go to your app store of your phone and search for Google Authenticator. You may have an authentication app on your phone already, and that's perfectly fine to use that. You can link the accounts to the one app. You only need that one authenticator. So we use Google Authenticator, and basically it generates a new code every 30 seconds. So the code is different every time you go to log in. No one else will have access to your Google Authenticator as well as your emails and passwords all at the same time. So it does add that extra layer of protection. Now, I do recommend that if you use the same computer, that when you do that login where you've got your email and your password, there's a wee tick box that says remember me for 30 days. And that will just save you having to do the two-step authentication every single time. And you'll just have to do it once every 30 days, unless you do log in from another device, and then of course you will need to use it there. Now, rest assured, if there's something that happens to your phone or you don't have your phone with you, so you're not able to get into the app, when you download it, you do set up some questions so that if that you can answer, so that you can verify your identity and you can get in that way. So you're not trapped out. As I said before, you do have one app, authenticating app, and all your different organisations do tick to it. So you'll see that on the right that we've got the Xero one and we've got one for Hubdoc. So that's all good there. Now, I think I'll just shoot over and show you how to set them up in your Xero. To start with, we just go over to our wee photo here and click on account. And mine's actually set up, so it's not going to, I can't take you through the steps, but I wouldn't be able to probably anyway. But you just come in here and basically link it to it. So you're linking the two-step authentication. They have no access to your accounts. So it is actually just a sign-in link. Now in Hubdoc, we'll just click over to there. Whoops, we'll just go here. Excuse me. Log in there, and over on the right again, it's not quite as far, so we just click on here and go to profile, and this is where you can set up two-factor authentication, and it does take you through it, so it will tell you what you need to do anyway. So that's basically how to do all of that, and let's see, I think that's brings us to the end. So thank you very much for watching our videos. Hopefully they've been helpful. And if there is any questions that you have, or you've come up to a stumbling block and you don't know what to do, please don't hesitate to give one of us a call at Sass. Thank you.